Our brother.
Cap.
Cap.
My man Cap. My man Cap. I want Cap to go to Carolina.
And be a backup to the guy he once took down.
Yes. So you remember Donovan McNabb and how he told him
To bring in McVick.
I'm letting you people in on a little secret. Sometimes black people look out for black people. Not if it's gonna hurt them, they're not gonna do that, right? But if you believe in this person and you think you can help this person,
But
I'm not sure. But Cam is that guy.
I'm like you say, man. Cam went from dabbing on him, being a scary black quarterback, to not seeing colors anymore. So I don't know if Cap has a friend.
You're right. And can I just retract that?
Retract that.
I'm retracting that because I don't believe Cam is that guy. Is I'm not gonna talk about that man family.
Maybe he goes to Seattle and sits behind Russ.
It's possible. They got a really good backup in Trayvon Boykin, but he just got arrested. So that's possible.
Why can't he go to Cleveland and duke it out with those scrubs?
I think Jackson doesn't want him there. I feel like he made a comment where it was like, no, he hasn't. He said something like, no, we haven't looked at Colin Kaepernick at all. And Hugh Jackson and his staff, they just don't strike me as the unprepared type. Like, as soon as the season over, maybe they get a week or two of vacation, then they right back and, looking at everybody who's, even if they not looking at it, they got their scouts looking, okay, go through this tape, tell me what you think about this guy, what he can bring. And Mixon, he's probably top 10 talents in this draft. But some people, some staffs are just going to take him off the board completely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because they don't want to deal with that type of backlash. Same thing for Kaepernick. I think it's BS, but this is just the NFL and, what it looks like right now. Where do I want Cap to go? And where I think he'll end up is probably two different spots. Let me see. I'm lost right now, man. I need a alright.
I like Mike Tomlin taking a chance on Colin Kaepernick.
You know what?
They said they need to start thinking about life after Ben.
Right.
He brought in a guy named Mike Vick.
He did.
And Vick was terrible. Vick was terrible these last few years. I love Michael Vick to death.
Tomlin's black too.
And they're from the same town. That's why he brought Vick in. He did him a favor.
They from Virginia? They both
from Virginia.
I didn't know that.
So yeah, man, I still think Colin has a lot left in the tank. He's 29, strong arm. I can see that working out in Pittsburgh. Nothing against Landry. I just
I like that too. If I'm going out my way and I'm trying to add something, Buffalo.
He would never come to Buffalo.
I don't think he got a lot of options. When you think about what Tyrod, see, here's a knock against Colin Kaepernick. Like, you're not bringing him in to be the starter. That's what they're saying. And if that's the case, then you have to bring him in to be a backup that's kind of similar to him, so the offensive coordinator doesn't have to change up everything if anything ever happens to the starter. And Kaepernick is kind of similar. That's why I brought up Cam.
Did you see what happened when San Fran played the Bills last year?
I think Cap did okay.
We're not talking about the performance. We're talking about this was probably the biggest backlash he's gotten out of any stadium. And I don't think
Rel's from Buffalo.
I think Bill's owners.
So he know Buffalo landscape and the
yeah, I live in a very, 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 very racist city. But besides the point, I think the owners are aware of how the fans felt about Colin, and I don't think they would bring him in just for that simple reason.
All right,
these are new owners trying to prove themselves to a city, to a league. I just don't see Colin going to Buffalo in any circumstance. And Colin knew he wasn't welcome in Buffalo, so I don't even see him wanting to go there. So, Pittsburgh it is for Colin.
What about Tennessee? Or Tampa? I think Jameis will roll.
But for all of
That's black people code.
For all of that though, I think my guy would have stayed in San Francisco.
I think that was political. I think they were telling him like we're gonna cut you, so you can either get cut
Or opt out.
And make it seem like you didn't want to be here anymore. Because if we cut you, it's gonna make it seem like we don't think you bring enough value here. And if we think that, other teams in the league are gonna be like, well, if they wanted to keep him, then they wouldn't have cut him, and that's gonna decrease your value. I don't know, man. It's just like
We can talk about Colin all day. Where do you see Adrian Peterson go at this point?
He has to go to a team that can afford him, which is not the Giants anymore.
I think he would lower his price tag, honestly. I do.
The Giants just don't have the bread. Like, unless we bring him in for $1.5 million, it's not gonna work out. You know what I mean? And then there's other situations or other stipulations where they're saying, okay, well, Adrian Peterson only good with a fullback. And even though we signed a fullback earlier this year, no one plays 3 wide receiver sets more than us. No one plays the 11 personnel more than the Giants. So it's like, doesn't really work. And I want it to work. I promise you. I want them to bring him in. I still think he's top 5 backs right now. I think right now. What's today's date? March 31st. Right now, he's top 5 backs.
2017, not 2016.
Yeah, he's top 5 backs. But I just don't see it happening.
Tampa.
I can see that.
I like the Tampa whispers.
I can see that.
Where else can I see Adrian Peterson? That's really about it.
Who we got here?
Jamal Charles.
Washington a stretch.
Washington's a stretch. Washington lost a lot of pieces. He wants to play for Oakland, but Oakland doesn't seem too interested.
Yeah, I can see him going to Oakland too. I think they're just trying to figure out what Marshawn is doing. What can they work out with Marshawn? And they're not finna pay that man no $6 million. He's not gonna do it. It's not gonna do it. Jamal Charles, you brought up. I can see him going to a team like Chicago. It's not sexy. I know, like, the fantasy footballers like us, we want to see him go to a spot where he's going to dominate the touches or at least have a clear passing, receiving role. I don't think you would have him. The reason why Jamal Charles ain't playing is because he's too small to play that position. The way that he was playing it. He was averaging like 20 touches a game when he was healthy. And that's the way Andy Reid likes to run his offense with like a bell cow back. You saw that with Spencer Ware. You saw that with Jamal Charles. You saw that with who was in Philly? Shady. That's how Andy Reid does. And I think it's smart because once you take a guy off the field because he's not great at something and you put somebody else that is great at something, like he's great at catching the ball, so let's put him in the game.
So now the defense knows what's going to happen.
Right. So I think Andy Reid is like, no, I'm finding a back who's good at least all of these things, or is at least good at all these things.
And running back is a rhythm position too. You don't keep taking the guy out.
I remember when I was playing in high school, like the coach was yelling at the offensive coordinator, was like, take him out the game. And he was like, man, I'm trying to get one of them hot. And I was like, I didn't really notice that that's what you do. And then, because the other coach was like, all right, bro.
You gotta let the running backs get into a rhythm, man.
So, yeah.
Any other free agents you see?
Jonathan Hankins is doing a lot. Is drawing a lot of interest right now, but he's talking like he won 10, 12 million a year, which if you didn't get in the first go round,
it's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, like those first 2 or 3 days of free agency, if you're not getting that, it's over because that money's spent up, and or they're waiting for the draft, see what they can get out of that, and or OTAs and camp and see what's coming out of that. You can hold out as long as you want, but at the end of the day, you need some income.
For sure.
So I hope he comes back to the Giants, and if he don't, I hope we get a Malik McDowell or one of these underrated defensive tackles that can rush the passer.
All right, we talked all offense, defensive side of the ball. We got Zach Brown still floating around.
Yeah, that's true.
I know you
didn't want to see him go.
I don't. But if the price tag is too high, we can afford to let him walk.
How the price tag too high, Ice? What price tag, Ice?
I said if. I don't know what type of.
So y'all spent some money on Tyrod, which he deserved.
We actually took money from Tyrod.
I gave him more guaranteed though. Long run.
Okay.
So I think it's a good deal for Tyrod. It's a good deal for the Bills. Or just the type of contracts you want to see. Either way, y'all paying him.
Yeah, he's getting.
So y'all paying Tyrod. Y'all paying Cody Glenn. Y'all paying Darius.
Those are like.
Who else y'all paying? Shady. Y'all paying Shady.
Shady's eating up a good amount of money.
You still got Watkins on his rookie contract.
Lorenzo Alexander, he came back on a friendly deal.
That was uber friendly. They scared him though. They was like, "You 33. You think somebody gonna pay for you?" That's like, this is not funny, but this is kind of the same situation. It's like a guy saying, "Ain't nobody else gonna love you. You think I'm gonna go in these streets after you have my babies and you gonna be happy?" And then he just abusing her verbally for the rest of her life. Like, I don't know. That's how I think that's what they did to your man Alexander.
Either way it goes, man. Alexander, we
y'all got him back.
We happy, man.
So y'all got money. I'm tired of hearing this. Oh, it's just
the
annoying.
Bills are pressed for cap space. I don't know what reports you've been reading.
Y'all got money. Y'all. Okay. I don't want to pick a really good team. Who's hurt right now? ATL. They paying Matt Ryan. Maybe that's a bad example.
I'm hearing Zach Brown and the Dolphins have been in talks, and they're playing the waiting game at this point.
That's crazy to me though, because I heard he was like right there, ready to sign. Or the Dolphins. I don't know that the game, the free agency game, is something I can't understand sometimes, because it's very clear when players get overpaid, and it's very clear when players get underpaid too. So it's just like sometimes I wonder, like for the Brock Osweiler deal, whoever, I was up in arms about, this guy started 3 or 4 games, and then they gave him a crazy amount of money. I think they meet and they say, they have it out, they talk, they do a little tour, knock yourself out, and then they say, before you leave, I don't think they say before you leave. I think after the shit is over, they say, if they really want him, they say, what would it take for you to sign right now? And him and his agent, they go back and they talk over the head, and they come back and throw out a number. And they go, okay, we'll draft up the paperwork in 2 hours. And then him and his agent go, oh shit, nigga, give us that money. I really think like that's how it happened. And
it just never materialized.
Not for Brock, but for, Snacks. Harrison, it did. But who else did that happen to? Not who else that happened to, that's not important. But for Zach Brown, the same thing with the Steelers. Like, somebody came and visit the Steelers. Might have been Zach Brown. And it was like, pretty much if you get back on that plane tonight, deal's off the table. Hightower, Downside Hightower.
Oh yeah.
They said if you get back on that plane tonight, the deal's off the table. He wanted to be in New England. I think he was just visiting the Jets and Pittsburgh just to figure out how much he was worth. And Steelers know the game. That's what he's saying. Like, they probably did the same thing. How much would it take for you to sign with us right now? Threw out a number, and it was like, And then it was like, okay, well, if you go back on that plane, we wipe this deal off the table because we know you're not for real. We're not finna waste our time.
Right.
It's kind of like making your ex jealous. You don't ever post shit on Instagram. But there's one time you out with this baddie, and you just broke up with your ex. You got, or you might just take a picture of the food at a date spot.
You get the little bracelet in the camera.
Talk about medium rare. She looked medium rare too. Click right in the caption, and now you hot. And you know your ex gonna see it. She gonna like it. She gonna give you a petty like. But yeah, that's what he did.
You're going out for the petty like.
Right.
Man. And last hot topic. Where do you see a better strategy if you're a GM? You want to build through the draft, or you want to go out and spend your money on free agents?
I kind of want to save this for our guest.
Let's do
Our
it.
guest.
Because we've been recording.
Because I think a free agency is the way to go. I'm not saying spend big money on big free agents. I'm just saying it's easier to scout players that are already in the league, already being implemented in NFL systems than it is to scout players in college that you really don't know that much about. Like you don't know how they're gonna fit.
I don't know what their real work ethic is.
Yeah, you don't really know these guys, and you don't really know guys that know these guys